Hello everybody, this is Ben from Minecraft Mania 360, and recently, if you looked on the channel, you may have noticed that that Jake bot has been doing building Jake, and so I see this as reason to commence a build war, and I will be doing my own building series, and it's going to be better than his building series, and I'm going to win this build war. Pretty much what we're doing is I guess I'll be showing you an easy to make, like, even just a starter, like you could call it a starter house, so you could do it on your first night. You probably couldn't do this on your first night because it would be rather difficult to complete the whole thing, but you could make one section of it on your first night, live in that for that night, and then finish the other section the next night. So you can make this with actually relatively few materials. In a second I get one more. I like to, you don't really need the colored wood, but I like to use it for the floor. So let's get started. I want to go with a nice even number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so 12 is a good starting number. You're going to want to find the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 2, this right here and that right there, that's going to be the middle. And those tiers will come into play later. Build this up by, well, let's see if it's going to be around here. We want room for, let's say, 2 high windows with a roof above it. So yeah, about that tall. So like 1, 2, 3, about 4 blocks tall. That's a nice living height. Put the 2 doors down. And actually, a design I learned a while ago that I like is, instead of having the door normal, do that. And it looks nice. Fancy. Makes it look like you know what you're doing. Now, I like to make it so there's always at least a 2 block space between windows and the final wall. I don't know if there's something I like. Except for like right here, which it's totally acceptable to make it because there's not enough space. And frankly, it looks nicer with windows right there. And also at the back, I'll just add this because I think it looks nicer with a gap in the middle of the thing, so I just want a big window. And I need to get rid of this because I will be making the second part, the second section to the house will be over here. So let's not fill that in until we fill this in. Much different. So here we add stone slabs, which you don't technically like need to add it like the first night. Like I said, first night you don't need to add all the fancy stuff, but do this later because otherwise it doesn't look nearly as good. The stone slabs, they can add quite a bit of personality to pretty much anything. And I tried using stone stairs, but I think it just doesn't look nearly as nice. Like, even with the new corner steps, it doesn't look the same to me. Because part of what I like about the design of this slabs, oh my god, is one, they're much more efficient because 3 stone will give you 6 slabs, meanwhile 6 stones will only give you 4 stairs. And also, part of what the design here is this half of the stone sticking out up here, and that's quite a bit of the design actually. So with the stairs, it just doesn't get the full thing because it's only half of the block is actually only half the block is lower, and then the rest of the block is higher, so it just doesn't give the same effect. In my opinion, you can use stairs if you want, but I personally don't like to do that. So if you look at it, this is how your house would look if you didn't add the second layer right here. Which, so even without the second layer, it looks pretty nice. It's like a nice little hut for you. But it looks much better once you add it. I want this to be bigger, so I'll make it, well, let's see, I added 3 to this, so I'll add 3 to this. Well, actually, technically I'm adding 6. So I'll add an extra 3 to this side too, to keep it kind of in person. So, 1, which means I'll get rid of this. Cut the cost of that. And I need to do that. Now the reason I'm doing this is generally I like to oh god, I don't know what to say to that. Jeez. I want to make it kind of stand up like this, so I'm only going to add one, which means I'm just going to add one to this, so it's 16 long. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, and like I said, this is obviously quite the bigger side, so like I said, you can obviously make that your first night and then make this your second night. Okay, so I finished that. I put up the 4 of these, and I'm going to be putting in the floor now. So I finished the floor. So now that I've finished the floor, I'll add the walls like I should, and like before, it's going to be 2 away from the edge, because it just, I don't know, that looks the best to me. I think windows should always be 2 away from the edge of the house. Because really, who's gonna have, like, you know, windows on the corners? Not in Minecraft. I have finished the wall. As you can see, I have quite the spaces left over. So what I'm gonna do is I want to kind of make these evened out. Oops. So yeah, I have quite the space between these. So like I said, I don't want it to just be one really big window. So that's one way I can do it. I can make these each 3 by 3, which really 3 by 3 is really kind of the limit for a window, in my opinion anyway. Or I could add more to the side, because actually I like this better, because this way I get a nice sunset view. So I will make this a 5 window, because it's going into the sunrise actually, which looks really nice, and also it's a really long wall, but mainly because it goes into the sunset, so it's going to be kind of a main window, and that's the only really reason you should ever have a window bigger than 3 for beautiful sites like this. But meanwhile, this is looking out onto like nothing, so I can make it pretty small windows. You can make them 2 by 2, but let's make them 3 by 3, just because this is the bigger part of the house. So I'm gonna want to have bigger windows. Actually, no, I'm gonna make them 2 by 2. Never mind. Mainly because I want this one to have the 3 by 3 since it's in the front. So let's do that. Since it's in the front of the house and those are in the back, I think, and I don't want them to both be exactly the same. I think it would look nicer if these were both 3 by 3. These were 3 by 3 and those were 2 by 2. And also, I'm actually probably going to build the stairs up this way, so it might be better. Okay, so I've finished the roof and the walls. So as you can see here, here's how it looks like 1 story high, and it looks pretty nice. And it'll look nicer when I add the windows, because I'm an idiot. I'll just add it to the front right now, since that's all we're looking at. And as you can see, it looks not too bad. It doesn't look too shabby. It looks decently large, and you can change it how you want. And I'm going to add a second story. So as you can see, this is how it looks from the front right now. It doesn't look too shabby, and we're gonna add more. And frankly, I don't know. I just like the way it looks. Okay, so as you can see, this is now done. Now, it would look kind of odd. It would look a bit odd right now, because, you know, there's nothing covering it. But once we get the walls up, which I'll be doing right now, I'm going to replace this stone with wood, so it looks kind of like, so the wood kind of continues throughout the entire structure. 3, 4. You might want to go 5. I'm actually going to go 5 just because of a very specific detail. I will actually I will do some interior decorating to show you some ways to make your lovely new home look nice. As you can see, I'm kind of going for like a rural house here, like not going for some big gigantic build thing. It's maybe like a nice little family home. Possibly I'm gonna put this here to allow access to the roof, because that's always an important thing to do. If you're being chased and you need to get out of the house quickly, you can always just hop off the roof. Okay, I'm gonna make this a very big window, since it is the top floor. This is gonna be a very big window, because again, looking onto the sunset. This is also gonna be a bigger window, because I want it to look nice when you're looking at it from the front. It's gonna be a slightly bigger than normal window. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can do 3. Yeah, okay, 5 by 5, that's good. Which means we're gonna have to make this bigger than 5 by 5, so it's gonna be a gigantic window. If we could actually, you can make it a full, just the entire stinking thing is a window, not just like, okay. So we're gonna have this, so you get an amazing view of the sunset going up over that lake, those lakes over there, and it's gonna be lovely. But this is 5, so we're gonna make it 1 bigger on each side. You want to make it kind of symmetrical, so let's do this. Okay, so here we go, the final product. And as you can see, it looks pretty nice, in my opinion. I think I messed up a bit on the top. I remember it looking a bit different. I don't know. I probably did mess up a bit. It's been a while since I made this. It's been about a full year since I last made this design. I've kind of been like trying to move away from it to make new, more interesting things, because it was pretty much the only thing I ever made. So I tried to move on to some new, more interesting stuff. So it's been a while since I made this, so I could possibly have messed up on the top, but it looks nice. The first part is easily made, and it looks okay, and it's very big. It's spacious for all your Minecraft needs. Doing an amazing show off of it. And oh my god, look how amazing it is. I know that's what you're all saying. So now that we've done with the outside, we can start with the interior design. I'm gonna stop recording right now, and I'll show you the finished aesthetics when it's done. See you in a bit.